Okay, in this in this video, you're going to learn a couple of grammar points that are on pages 218 to 223. It's lesson 16 in your textbook. The first thing you're going to learn about is the verb venir, which is an irregular verb, just like avoir, faire, aller, and être. Okay, venir is the infinitive, V-E-N-I-R. You can see right here that it's the infinitive. Okay, and this is how you conjugate it. And then this is how you say it. Je viens, tu viens, il, elle vient, nous venons, vous venez, ils, elles viennent. So you'll see that je viens, tu viens, and il, elle vient are all pronounced the same, and that the il and elle, you don't pronounce the ent, you just pronounce the last n, vien. You'll also see that revenir means to come back, and it is conjugated like venir, you just add the re. So you have venir, which means to come, and revenir, which means to come back. And then if you want to ask where someone is from, right here, you just say d'où viens-tu? And you would say je viens de Jacksonville, or je viens de Paris, or je viens de France. So whenever you have venir plus the preposition de, it means that you're coming from. So this is the first activity. You might want to pause the video here. You're to write 3 sentences with venir and 3 sentences with revenir. Use a variety of subjects. And I gave you some examples below. Je viens de la plage means I'm coming from the beach. Nous revenons à la maison means we're returning to the house. Ils vont venir avec leurs parents means they are going to come with their parents. You'll notice here that I use the future, aller plus venir, which you can do that in one of your sentences. Nous revenons chez nous après le film. We return to our house after the film. Remember, chez plus a noun means his or her place or our place. So you should have 6 sentences in total. Okay, this is the preposition de, has several meanings. So if you look here, the first one is nous venons de la bibliothèque. So just like I said, venir plus de means from. Quelle est l'adresse de l'école? In this sentence, it means of. And je parle de mon copain, it can mean about. Just like the preposition a, there are contractions with de. The forms of de plus the definite article are shown in the sentences below. So you have voici le café. And so if you put le plus de, it becomes du. Okay, Marc vient du café. Voici les Champs-Élysées. You have nous venons des Champs-Élysées. So de plus les becomes des. And again, there's no contractions when it's feminine. Or so it's voici la piscine. Here's the pool. Tu reviens de la piscine. And voici l'hôtel. Again, if it starts with the silent H. Or vowel, it's D-L apostrophe. And then below here, you can see a little chart. So de can mean 3 different things. From, of, and about. And you have de plus when you have de plus the indefinite, or de plus the definite article, which is le, la, or le, or L apostrophe, you have to make a contraction. Remember, the definite article means the. It's a specific article. So here are the contractions. De plus le is do. De plus le is de. De la is de la, and de plus L apostrophe becomes de L apostrophe. And you have these examples. Okay, so here, if you look at the sentences here, the first one is nous allons au stade. We're going to the stadium. And then this sentence is nous venons du stade. We're coming from the stadium. And then here, vous allez à la plage. And then vous venez de la plage. You're coming from. And then tu vas aux Champs-Élysées et tu viens des Champs-Élysées. This should be over here after this. But you can see here you're saying to or in, and this is you're saying from. So here you're going to fill in the sentences with the correct contractions. Write out your answers. So when you see aller, which is right here, you're going to want to say to or in. And when you see venons or reviennent, you're going to want to use a de or de la or de, depending on if the noun at the end of the sentence is masculine or feminine. So you want to pause it here and write out the answers 1 through 5. Okay, this is the next thing. In the answers to the questions below, the nouns in heavy print are replaced by pronouns. Pronouns are called stressed pronouns. So let's go ahead and look at the examples. François dîne avec Florence. Is François having dinner with Florence? Oui, il dîne avec elle. So instead of saying il dîne avec Florence, he's saying oui, il dîne avec elle. So yes, he's having dinner with her. And so that is a stress pronoun. And then here in the example, it says, tu parles de Jean-Paul. Are you talking about Jean-Paul? No, je ne parle pas de Louis. So Louis is a stress pronoun, and it means him. So if you look here, for it, there's a chart, and you have je, which is moi, tu is toi, he is Louis, elle, she is elle, and then nous and vous stay the same. And then for they, or them, sorry, you have eux for the masculine and elle for the feminine. Okay, let me see here. All right, so here are the different uses for stress pronouns. To reinforce a subject pronoun, so me, I speak French, you speak English. So moi, je parle français, vous parlez anglais, or moi, je joue au basket, mais vous jouez au tennis. And then after c'est or ce n'est pas, which we learned last semester, c'est pas là-bas? No, ce n'est pas Louis. Is that Paul? No, it is not him. In short sentences where there is no verb, qui parle français? And if you want to, you say moi, I do. Before a and ou, to say he and I or she and I. So Louis et moi, nous sommes copains. Vous et moi, nous sommes copains. Elle et moi, nous sommes copains. She and I are friends. And then you have it after a preposition such as de, which is, we saw before, can mean of or from. Avec, which is with. Pour, which is for. Or chez, which is a preposition to use to say it's at her house. So voici Marc et Paul. Je parle souvent d'eux. So here are Marc and Paul, and I often speak about them. Voici Isabelle. So here's Isabelle. Je vais au cinéma avec elle. So I'm going to the cinema with her. So you see, de here means I speak about them, and avec means with. And voici Monsieur Mercier. Nous travaillons pour Louis. So pour means for, and then Louis is him. Note the meaning of chez plus a stress pronoun is to saying at somebody's house. So je vais chez moi, or je vais chez vous, or je vais chez elle. So I'm going to my house, I'm going to their house, or I'm going to her house. Paul étudie chez Louis. So Paul is he's studying at his house. Tu viens chez nous. Are you coming to our house? Je suis chez Alice. Je dîne chez elle. So these are stress pronouns. He, she, you, and them, like you saw in the chart. So the next activities that you should do are page 6 and 7 in your textbook, not in your workbook. And you need to write out the answers, and you're going to use the grammar about the stress pronouns that's on the previous page to help you. So the grammar is explained on page 221, and also I just explained it in the previous slides in the video. And you're going to do 6 and 7. So 6, for example, the model is Alice étudie, if you're looking at it, and so elle est chez elle. So on Saturday night, some people stay home and others do not. Read what the following people are doing and say whether or not they are at home. So the second model is Paul va au cinéma. Il n'est pas chez lui. So for number 1, for example, François regarde la télé. So he would be at home because he's watching TV. So you would say François est chez lui. He is at his house. And then number 2, Melanie va au cinéma. So she's not at her house. So you would say Melanie n'est pas chez elle because it's a girl. So you guys should do 3 through 9 on a separate sheet of paper for activity 6. So now I'm going to explain the directions for activity 7 on page 222. And here it says question personnelle. So the personal questions about yourself. It says use stress pronouns in your answer. So for example, number 1 says tu étudies souvent avec tes copains. So that means do you study a lot with your friends? And you would say oui, j'étudie avec eux. I study with them. Or if it's girls, you would say j'étudie avec elles, and there'd be an S on the end. And then number 2 is tu vas souvent chez ta cousine, so it's feminine. And you'd either say oui, je vais souvent chez elle, or je ne vais pas souvent chez elle. So those are the examples you're going to be answering with the stress pronouns, replacing the subject that's at the end of the sentence. All right, this is the last grammar point. When you have name plus de plus a Un homme plus deux plus un homme. So compare the word order in French and English. J'ai une raquette. Okay, so if you look at the word order, say une raquette de tennis. It is a tennis racket. So c'est mean it is. And Paul a une voiture, c'est une voiture de sport. So you have a name plus de plus the name. It is a sports car. When a noun is used to modify another noun, the French construction is the main noun, de, and the modifying noun. So you can say, c'est un livre de français. It is a book of French. Or c'est un CD de musique. So you have the noun and then de and then the following noun. And so here in the examples, if you see, c'est une classe de français. So you have the main noun, de, and then the modifying noun, which is français. Or c'est une classe d'espagnol. And then here, if you look, it says language comparison. In French, when one noun modifies another, the main noun comes first. So in English, the main noun comes second. So un jeu d'ordinateur, a computer game. Also, there's one more thing to check out. There is no article after de. So if you can see after tennis, sport, et français, and espagnol, it's just de plus the modifying noun. So there is no contraction. All right, so this is your the next thing that you need. If you go to page 223, you're going to complete activity 9. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do the first two with you, and we'll read over the directions. Complete the following sentences with an expression consisting of de plus the underlined noun. So if you look at the model, it says j'aime le sport, j'ai une voiture. So you put the two together, and it's j'ai une voiture de sport. If you look at number 1, it's Claire aime le ping-pong. Elle a une raquette de ping-pong. So you're just using the underlined part. You're putting de plus the underlined noun so that you have the main noun, de, and then the modifying noun. For number 2, it's nous adorons le rock. So it'd be nous écoutons un concert de rock. All right, so again, I just read the directions and did number 1 and 2 for activity 9. So you only need to do 3 through 10. Make sure that you write them out and bring them into class on a separate sheet of paper. I will be checking your homework, and there will be a feedback assessment for this information. Please email me if you have any questions or you can't access the video.